sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome to another edition of Tuck's Tips. I'm joined by the man himself, Matt Dunning. Tuck, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Hoiles. I forget my name sometimes.
Well, it's Tuck's Tips, we've got to go with Tuck. Look, what a win the Wallabies had in Wales last weekend.
Yeah, best performance of the year for mine. Probably best since the World Cup. They were outstanding. I thought, the stats said it. 9 breaks to 0 in the first half. They had 79% of the possession. Territory, 68% of the territory. They won every stat. They were outstanding.
Well, now they make the trip up to Edinburgh. On paper, we'd probably expect that we should win this one, but you never take anything for granted, do we?
Look, the Scots are one of those teams. We saw in the quarter-final last year in the World Cup, a lot of guys thought that we should have lost that game, with the penalty right at the end to win that in the quarter-final. The Scots will be ready. They've got a very good side too, It'll be interesting. Their depth is their only concern with injuries. They always struggle if they've got a few injuries, but it won't be easy there at Murrayfield. We
mentioned that penalty goal. Bernard Foley was the man responsible for getting us over the line in the quarter-final. He's our player in focus this week. His form in the UK is sensational, isn't it?
Yeah, he was superb last week. Probably his best game of the year too. I guess that amount of possession and territory, your 10's got to dominate, and he did. I thought he was excellent. He little chip kicks, inside and outside balls, and his generalship, I guess, over the game, leading the team was exceptional. Best game of the year, and I thought the second row was played very well too. Both Coleman and Arnold were exceptional, and Lepetti was good as well.
Yeah, as we look to the Wallabies line-up now, you see those players, those forward pack in particular, starting to look as though we're building the same players, same week in, week out. A bit of consistency in selection there. Yeah,
it was good. I think we've got it. It's been a bit of a revolving door for the second row in Australian rugby for the last since the World Cup, and it was good to see them stick with the same second rows again. I think Coleman and Arnold, two very big gentlemen, and young blokes who've got big engines, so it was good seeing them. And Lepetti's been outstanding since he's been there. We lost McMahon, which I thought was a big loss, but Lepetti stepped in there and done a really, really good job.
And in the back line, we see Izzy Folau. He's notching up his 50th test in what seems to be a really short period of time in that Wallaby jersey.
Yeah, there's a lot of tests these days, and Izzy hasn't missed many, and he's been exceptional in that jersey, and he's really made it his own. Really enjoy seeing him play. And 50 tests, awesome achievement. Not many guys get to do it, and I'm sure he'll be very proud and he'll enjoy the evening.
And as we look at the Scottish side, as you said, they don't have a huge amount of depth compared to the other nations, but their best 23 is still very competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, the captain Laylaw is exceptional, number 9, a quality player, and he leads the team really well. The Gray brothers in the second row, outstanding world-class players, not to mention Hogg at the back. They've got some really good players there. Maitland not bad in the wing either. They've got some really good players.
And looking at the odds, Tuck, no surprise seeing the Wallabies heavy favourites again.
Yeah, heavy favourites after last week, definitely. But for the World Cup quarter-final, Australia would have been similar sort of odds for that, and they only just got up. So I think the Scots will be a great challenge for the Aussies, but I think they'll do it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think for mine, weather's a big one in these games. You saw in the World Cup quarter-final when the rain came down, almost added to the Scots game, so conditions play a big part. Well, there we have another edition of Tuck's Tips. Thank you, Matt, for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Halsey.
We can watch all the action on Sunday morning, 1:30am. The Wallabies take on Scotland. It's on channel 515, or check into Rugby.com.au for all your updates. And if you're going to have a bet, please do so responsibly.
Freedom!